Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, folks. How you doing? I hope you are doing well in this new month and in the midst of the coronavirus scenario. And, of course, I'm Danny Tisdale, and we're here with host CC Minton for her podcast, The Passion Behind Powerful Women Show. And as usual, if you have any questions, you want to tweet us, go ahead and do that and hit us up at Harlem World Magazine on social media and let us know your passions about the work that you do. And that's what we do. And how are you doing, Cece?
I'm doing great, Danny. How are you?
I'm doing good. Knock on wood that I have been washing my hands and not touching my face with my hands, and what else? Staying away from crowds. So knock on wood, I am healthy, and I do want to give a shout-out to all those who are at home listening to us, and fingers crossed that they stay healthy and stay with us.
Yeah. I've been doing the same thing. I go out for my run, and there's nobody out, so that's the epitome of social distancing. So thanks again for introducing me, and I just want to talk a little bit about the show. Yes, the name of the show is The Passion Behind Powerful Women, and the reason I think that topic is very important is because sometimes when women are powerful, they are misunderstood. So I want everyone to know that behind that power there is passion, which makes them so powerful. So I'm very excited to have this month's guest. April is Financial Literacy Month, and I have founder and CEO of the World of Money. Sabrina Lamb is on the line. Ms. Lamb, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for the invitation. Super excited to be here.
Great.
And CC, before you start, can I say that I just love the title of your business, Sabrina, because it's something that I'm always thinking about, and I'm in that world of money. So I just wanted to say that's a great title. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry.
So No problem, Daniel. So to piggyback on what Daniel said, why don't you tell us more about the mission and how you actually got started?
Whoa. So a little over 15 years ago, I was doing radio, living a creative life, performing, doing stand-up, acting, and I attended a financial education workshop for myself, and the whisper came. And the whisper said, what if children, particularly those who look like you, could have access to the same information that you're learning this weekend? And then the second whisper or question came, how different, Sabrina, would your life have been if you had received financial education as a child? Now, the answer is it would be totally different because I grew up with amazing parents. My father was in the military. He was a career officer in the Army. My mother was a stay-at-home mother. But they did not think about, believe, or believe this was should be a central part of the conversation with one's child. Some parents, they have the sort of mentality that this, we don't talk about grown things with children. And money is a grown thing. Parents often overlook the fact that children, they understand how the household operates and their parents, how they feel about money, because from the time they're in the bassinet to they're walking, they understand what's going on, the financial dynamics that's going on in the house, even if it's not articulated. And so myself, growing up as a financial sociopathic child, I used money to manipulate my parents to get what I wanted. My needs were covered. I got what I wanted. And so that included, every year a brand new wardrobe. Oh, and everything was laid at my feet when I would visit my family in Miami every summer, because how they showed their love for me was what? Go shopping. And because, children, and I was no different, the way that my approach was never to say, oh, no, grandmother or aunt or uncle, we don't need to go shopping again. Let's talk about saving. Or how are you preparing for your retirement? No, of course not. It's, yes, I need more shoes. That's not happening. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I relate very well with children, is because I am them. I get it. So I didn't see a bill probably until I was graduated from college, and when I took out a student loan, and it's amazing that the student loan people, they have the audacity to want their money back. I mean, that's just outlandish to me. The nerve for them to want me to repay to honor my debt. So when I started to unpack my financial beliefs and my ignorance and my arrogance and so forth, I said I need to create an organization that provides immersive financial education for children ages 7 to 18. So World of Money is not, we don't provide a 1-hour workshop, come and talk about how this is important. It's a total immersive experience, from unpacking a child's mindset to the financial history of the world, to trust and wills, to entrepreneurship, everything. Because we have to play many families, and particularly children, in order for them to live a financially secure life and responsible life. It starts with immersive financial education.
So Sabrina, let me ask you. I know you've your organization was established 15 years ago, and I know then I believe that you actually at that point were very focused on the Wall Street market, more stocks and bonds, and then you started to transition or add to your menu more of the starting your own business component. Can you talk about that and what prompted you to transition and include, the starting your own business component?
Well, often the focus is, let's start my own business. And before we can start our own business, we need to know how to manage our money, because if you don't know how to manage your money, you can't not manage your business. And so money and entrepreneurship are first cousins, or they're siblings, actually. And so definitely want to include that, because I wanted to teach children, or for them to learn, that they need to start thinking about how they can have in addition to their careers or their jobs, to how they can create, using their innate brilliance, create another stream of income that is not depending on anyone else. And so entrepreneurship, and that's really, when you look around the world, and the world of money focuses on a global perspective, billionaires and those who have been wealthy for generations, they always have, they didn't become wealthy by having a job. It wasn't like, my next paycheck, I'll be a millionaire. That's not how it works. It's how they created their own business, and that's how they navigated towards wealth, and that's one of the tenets at World of Money: learn, earn, save, invest, and donate. Yes,
which leads me to the excitement of a couple of programs that you have running. I know one is the business pitch contest. I mean, I know you have your core program based out of New York City, but this one, the business pitch contest, is actually takes place on Martha's Vineyard. Can you talk about that?
CC, our dear children, you give them what the framework is, and you say you can win $5,000. Those kids are going to be upstairs or downstairs in their bedroom free something.
There's going to be a pitch coming sooner or later.
It's going to be a pitch, right? And so, children from all around the country whose parents, are vacationing or visiting the vineyard or live on the vineyard year-round, because many people don't think that people live there, they participate in this competition. But it's more than a competition. It is, there's going to be a first, second, and third place winner, but you're able to showcase your brilliance, and you never know who's watching. And you also receive mentorship all that day from business leaders, thought leaders from various industries. So whether you, quote, unquote, place first, second, or third, you win by participating. I'll give you a short example. So Russell Theron, he participated this past August, and he came in, he created a wearable device that enables you to detect glucose levels in your blood, particularly for diabetics. And he's 19, getting ready to be 20, and so he came in second place, $2,000, and he was a little upset. I said, don't be upset, Russell. I'm writing you a check for $2,000, okay? And 5 seconds later, one of the judges, who from the American Heart Association thought what he was doing was brilliant, invited him to participate in one of their accelerators in Washington, D.C. Then he was invited to participate in their pitch competition. He won $50,000.
Wow.
Plus $5,000 as audience favorite. So from August to October, he won totally $57,000 to develop his business to take it to market. So you never know. As well, he also attracted mentors who have pro bono legal, representation. You never know. You got to step out there so everyone can see you.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow. It has to feel really good for you to know that you started 15 years ago with a vision, with some inspiration, and now you are touching so many, not just young people's lives, but their parents too.
Well, and I appreciate that, and I love our children so dearly. And as as you, for example, the biological parents, you have another relationship, and so, but I think that I kind of we're similar in this way. We know what world is waiting for them, and what the ramifications are if they're not prepared. And when it comes to the world of money, everything revolves around the world of money. It's going to get back to money at some point. And if our children are not prepared to navigate the economic upheaval, then they will suffer another generation if they don't have this information. It's not optional.
Right. Well, that's a great point that you made. So I have another question for you. What advice can you give to our listeners about prioritizing their finances during these challenging times? I mean, I'm really referring to, COVID-19. That's upon us now, but just in general, as well as what we're going through now as a world, actually globally. What advice can you give?
Well, I'm very concerned about those who have been displaced regarding their jobs or careers or occupations from sudden layoffs, sudden furloughs, and had not prepared, didn't think that those days that day would come for them. And so the first thing I would do, I would save something. And there may be someone listening saying, I don't have anything, Sabrina. What can I save? If it's $5, if it's $1, put something away so that you have two things, that you have options and you have access. And because, the world's in an emotional upheaval regarding COVID, please be aware of these scams that are coming for those who are really emotional about what's going on for their life, whether it's something that's going to get rich quick, or some sort of thing, some sort of representative that really is it's a loan as opposed to a grant. That's totally different. Understand how can you prepare during this time so that you can possibly make a pivot to a new skill set? There are a lot of free online educational resources. I saw a free aviators course, a free coding course for adults. I've seen free cybersecurity classes. This may be the opportunity to hit a reset in your life that's going to impact you financially so that you can go to another skill that the world needs.
Wow.
Love it.
Those are great ideas. I love
CC, I just wanted to take a second to let our listeners know they're listening to this CC Minton's The Passion Behind Powerful Women show on Harlem World Radio. Harlem World Magazine is independently owned company, so please hit the orange patron button below and become a patron. Thank you very much, and sorry about that. CC, back to you.
Oh, no problem. So, Sabrina, I have another question. I know you started to touch on what's going on right now in the world of COVID-19, but I'm not sure how familiar you are with the $2 trillion stimulus package that was just passed. I'm sure you have some thoughts about that. So what do you feel would be most beneficial to families from a financial perspective, and how they could use what they have at this point to start a business or invest? I know you just mentioned putting, just a little aside, whatever you can put aside. But in terms of starting a business, could you give them, some type of tips of where they should start if they decide to move in that direction?
Right. So the stimulus bill is 800 pages long. I have not stayed up all night reading it, but
come on, Sabrina. You've got a lot of time on your hand. I can't believe you don't have time to read that little book. I'm sorry, I had to say that. But what I am, so there's a couple of things, because you see the headlines and everything boils down to the fine print. And so, a lot of people are thinking or may think, I'm going to get the $1,200 by whenever that is. There are people that need help today. They can't wait till, through the bureaucracy of the federal government, and somehow it's supposed to impact you. I'm concerned about that. And, for example, if you didn't file your taxes last year, you're not going to get anything. And for $1,200, that may be a nice little injection, nice to have, but I don't know any place in New York City that can cover someone's rent for $1,200. Right.
So, but your question, I'm not trying to get away from your question, because you say, well, what's right? Before, let's say that you are, you have all your financial paperwork together, and that you want to start your own business. Before I would apply for any of the online grants, I would go to the Small Business Administration's website, and I would read what the criteria is to see if you qualify. Make sure you have all the documentation necessary. Your credit is going to have to be on point. You can't owe any child support. You can't probably have any tax debts or tax liens. But what you can do is connect with a great organization that is managed by the Small Business Administration, and it's called SCORE, SCORE. And so what happens there, no matter where you are in this entrepreneurship journey, you can have a mentor who can help you to navigate through all the perils and the victories regarding entrepreneurship. That maybe, let's say, you want to open an art store, you would be paired with someone that has professional experience in that industry. It's a really great service, and it's pro bono. There's no cost to it. And these are people largely who are retired, and some, there's women that want to mentor other women. There's people, whatever the industry, you can find someone who wants to volunteer and help you to launch your business, and then probably could help you to find loans or grants. I'm not I do not promote taking on any debts. I wish the stimulus bill consists of, the $300 billion or the cost of it that was dedicated to grants, that small business owners did not have to repay. I do have a problem with that because if you're already fragile, you can't take on more debt. I don't like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And let me just add, and I hope that I am completely wrong, but I've emailed nyc.gov. From what I understand, online businesses that are not brick and mortar cannot receive any funds.
Well,
wow.
You know what? The devil, I always go back to, the headlines, oh, there's $1 trillion and everyone's happy. How do you access
Devil's in the details.
Because you don't you don't pull up to the the Treasury Department with a truck. you have to go through, and a lot of people when they say they want to set up a business or have an existing business are not prepared with all the documentation that is necessary to have a relationship with the federal government. And I'm not trying to dissuade anyone. I'm just saying get ready and then reach out to see if you can get a mentor.
Got you.
And so, CC, let me I just wanted to add, too, that Harlem World Magazine's been using SCORE for at least about 5 years, and I can only echo what Sabrina is saying. Sabrina, they do really great work, and just like you said, it's one of those government created programs, initiatives that work. So they're on point. Thank you, Sabrina, for mentioning them.
And
it is a free program, too.
Right. And I would also encourage, no matter where your listeners are, to contact their local Chamber of Commerce to see what kind of mentorship and programs that they have. And you'll probably find some local Chamber of Commerce that could really help you.
Okay, that's another great idea.
Great point, yeah.
That's another great idea. So stay
Good
at
stuff.
home. It's very interesting. It sounds like we're sitting together in the same space, but I promise our listeners that we are definitely practicing social distancing. We are all at home or somewhere home-like. I'm sure. So this is taking place more and more around the country. I think I just saw statistics, 80% of the country. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I just saw that flash across the TV. Sabrina, could you talk more about the technology and the relationships behind your app that you have for World of Money participants and the benefits of how they use it and how we could use it and how we could get access to it?
Sure. So over the 15 years, we receive a lot of requests. Well, how can we replicate World of Money in various cities and countries? And because we're a nonprofit organization that we thrive based upon the support of donors, we don't have the ability to replicate in different cities yet. But we can leverage the power of technology to provide a lot of what our children learn through an app. And so in 2017, we launched the World of Money Youth Financial Education mobile app. It's being used by 26 organizations in the U.S. as well as in Senegal, Rwanda, South Africa, and Ghana, and schools. And then 4 of the videos so far are being translated into French, Spanish, Swahili, and Portuguese. And so the power of our app is that the videos are taught by World of Money children for their peers. It starts at age 7, goes up to age 25, and you can download it from the Apple or Google app platforms.
Wow. That I'm sure, given the fact that some parents may not have the education in terms of finances that you have, Sabrina, I'm sure the application is probably a great place for them to start as well. I would think.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of parents are saying, well, I can learn from Khalil.
Exactly. So you mentioned the different countries and some of the languages that it will be, we'll be able to get the app in. Can you talk more about some of the global travels and the opportunities that have taken place over the years for World of Money participants?
Sure. So we started traveling abroad, maybe it was in 2013, to China. Over the 2 trips, probably about 200 World of Money children and their parents had an immersive experience all throughout China and Hong Kong, formed great friendships that still remain to this day. And that's one of the reasons why we include Mandarin Chinese and Excel spreadsheets at World of Money. We've also toured and had an immersive experience with South Africa, Cuba, Italy, and Spain. And so we've not had any group travel to Senegal, Rwanda, South Africa, or Ghana. But this issue of financial education and entrepreneurship is a global issue when it comes to the countries, the developed world. According to the Organization of Economic and Community Development, the United States of America is 17th in the world when it comes to financial education and entrepreneurship. China is number 1.
Wow.
Go China.
So we're behind, we're way behind the 8 ball, and that's why we have to order everything. It has to come, or majority of what we use or the things that are manufactured are in Asia or China.
Let me add to that, because I heard Governor Cuomo yesterday saying that, first of all, they're buying masks, competing states, but the point was he was saying that all the masks that he's buying are coming from China.
That's right.
I was like,
that's right.
Wait a minute. The very place where the virus started is where we're buying our masks. It's just
that's right.
We're connected, and money knows no boundaries.
Right.
No matter.
Actually, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sabrina.
No, real quick. No matter what our federal government says things that denigrate the Chinese people or the government,
right.
When at the end of the day, we have to get. That's where the planes are coming in from.
Exactly. I was just sitting here watching.
No joke.
Marbury, who is an ex-NBA player, he actually lives in China now, and I think they said he just, I guess he just donated 10 million masks. I guess here back to the States. So
That's
you're
right.
absolutely right. The world of money as we know it. Just one more thing. I know we're coming down fairly close to the end of the half hour. I just have to be totally transparent. My children have actually participated in the World of Money years ago. Both are adults now, and I have to say, my youngest son, he has a business. He has a job, so he has a business, but he actually has benefited greatly from the World of Money and planting that seed. And when he was attending Howard University, he actually found another World of Money, family member there on campus. And then my oldest son, he did not go through the program as much as the younger one did, but he embraced those concepts, and he's pretty hot. I mean, his latest project, he actually he's a muralist. He does mural work as well. And what is her name? Russell Simmons' niece, Reverend Run, his daughter. He actually did some work in her penthouse. So thank you, Sabrina, for sharing. That's why I'm excited, and I believe in World of Money. But I'm going to stop talking at this point because I know we're coming down.
We're down
Sabrina,
to about 40 seconds.
Can you just share the information of where people can find you, Sabrina, once again?
Sure. We have a World of Money Facebook page. We're on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to download the app, just visit the type in World of Money on the Google and Apple platforms. If you'd like other non-money links, visit our Facebook page and Instagram page. There are a lot of free educational resources that are available.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And happy Financial Literacy Month, and I hope everyone can really take the tools and tips that Sabrina brought to us today. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.